Imagine a mint julep with a foam made of roses on top. I'm just kidding. We've done enough foamy cocktails for a while, but we still use roses to create a twist on a classic Kentucky Derby cocktail. Riders up, it's cocktail time. Hi friends of cocktails! With the Kentucky Derby back in its usual time slot, it's time to revisit the mint julep. We already did the classic recipe for last year's postponed 146th edition of the greatest 2 minutes in sports. This year's twist is directly linked to one of the traditions of the Run of the Roses. In 1896, Ben Brush was the first winner to receive an arrangement of roses, which has since turned into a lush blanket of over 400 red roses, awarded to the Kentucky Derby winner each year. It takes 10 to 12 hours for the entire garland to be made on the eve of the big race, so it's only fitting to use 4 roses bourbon to make today's mint julep. This 100% proof or 50% ABV bourbon with high rye content will stand up nicely in this crushed ice delight of a cocktail. We'll of course add some mint. And in line with today's theme, homemade rose syrup. Before I show you how to make the floral syrup, let's try this single barrel bourbon. Four Roses was established in 1888 with a distillery in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. They use 5 yeast strains with 2 mash bills to create 10 different bourbon recipes, which are then combined to create different bourbons in their lineup. For the single barrel, the master distiller Brent Elliott hand selects each barrel from a single recipe at the peak of its maturity. Each bottle of Four Roses single barrel carries a unique label with the warehouse and a specific position where the barrel was aged, handwritten on the label. The single barrel bourbon has a beautiful amber color with aroma of warm spices, floral and vanilla notes, all getting you ready for the first sip. The palate is awarded with a burst of flavors from cherry, caramel, oak and vanilla, all mingling on your taste buds. There's gentle rye spiciness, but this full-bodied bourbon still has a smooth and mellow character, with a long, soft and warm finish of oak and delicate flowers. It's a great sipping whiskey, but I also love how well it pairs with rose syrup and mint. It's time to 𝗖cie𝗰𝗹. This syrup will actually make our mint julep closer to its forefather. Centuries ago, there was an Arabic drink called julep, made with water and rose petals. The beverage had a delicate and refreshing scent that people thought would instantly enhance the quality of their lives. In the Mediterranean, indigenous mint replaced the rose petals, making the julep closer to what we know and enjoy now. Persian pink rose buds, pink peppercorns, and hibiscus will give our syrup a strong floral note, freshness, and a little spice with an intense red color. To make this a 1:1 sugar syrup, we added 150 grams of sugar with 75 grams of water and 75 grams of rose water. Rose water is used throughout India and the Middle East for sweets and drinks, not to be confused with rose essence, which is a much more concentrated form of rose water, so roughly 1/8 amount of rose water is needed if using the essence. Three hours at 55 degrees Celsius or 130 Fahrenheit in the sous vide cooker will be enough to create a richly floral syrup without any liquid evaporating. Give it a shake or a turn once or twice to make it easier for all the sugar to dissolve. Once it's done, cut open the bag and strain the syrup through a fine mesh strainer, muslin or cheesecloth. this syrup to make a floral twist on cocktails like the Tom Collins, Ramos Gin Fizz, or your favorite sours. Let me know in the comments what cocktail you think this would work great in. With everything ready, get your julep cup and let's make the cocktail. We don't want the mint to overpower the rose syrup, so add just 4 to 6 mint leaves depending on their size. Cover that with 60 ml or 2 ounces of 4 Roses single barrel bourbon. This will help with the extraction of the mint essence and infuse the bourbon as we gently muddle the mint. Then comes today's star of the show, the rose syrup. As the bourbon is already on the sweeter side, you don't need to add too much. 7.5 ml or 1/4 ounce will be just right. To bring out even more of the floral and herbal notes in this cocktail, I'll add a drop of saline solution. And now for the fun part, let's make some crushed ice. The loose bag will soak up some of the water as the ice breaks apart, and this whole process is just a lot of fun. I'll leave a link for the bag and mallet in the description. Gently stir everything to chill and mix the cocktail until you see a nice frost building on the cup. I love how simple and refreshing this cocktail is with just 3 ingredients: mint, bourbon and syrup. Like we said last time, only touch the top and bottom rims of the cup to see a nice frost all around. Then add some more ice before garnishing the cocktail. It's been a while since we used mint, but as always, remember to give it a good spanking to release the oils in the leaves, resulting in a bright and fresh aroma. With the addition of the rose, this cocktail is obviously the winner. The garnish is not only beautiful, but also lets you know what flavors to expect. We took the look, feel, aroma and taste of the mint julep to an even higher level, without the roses taking over, but only contributing to the overall experience of this cocktail. The mellow single barrel bourbon is the perfect base for this slow sipper, and the combination of this great bourbon, refreshing mint, and the sweet and floral syrup is exactly what you'd want to sip under the hot Kentucky sun. Just make sure it doesn't give you too much courage if you decide to place any bets on the horses as they make their way around the historic Churchill Downs racetrack on May 1st. And if you want to try some more mint julep variations, I'll leave a link to the 18th annual Rose Julep cocktail competition page. 6 Kentucky-based bartenders created their own julep recipes using 4 Roses bourbon and an array of unique ingredients, including bananas, black tea syrup, lingonberry shrub, roasted pineapple chipotle syrup, and more. If you find cocktail competitions interesting, check out my videos on how to win a cocktail competition with 2 of my signature cocktails. In the next episode, we're back to cocktail engineering. See you soon. Cheers. To create, come here. Red leather, yellow letter, red leather, yellow letter, red leather, yellow letter, red leather, yellow letter. Cup of coffee from a proper copper coffee pot. Proper cup of coffee from a proper cup of coffee pot. Ja, ce naše dam? Ce brani baza vrce kriva.